Learning Ally, making reading accessible for all. When a child has a learning disability, the whole family is affected. Learning Ally provides the world's most advanced library of accessible, downloadable audiobooks and educational content for students who learn differently, helping them to get on an even playing field with their peers. The following interviews show that helping a child succeed with reading and learning translates into a positive experience for the whole family. Our house was tense. So much of homework involves reading.
So before Learning Ally, it was frustration. Tense, incredible frustration. The house, come homework time, was a fireball at times with arguments. It's sad to say, but it's true, because so much of schoolwork involves reading.
Before Learning Ally, I really hated reading. I was a slow reader. I had a tutor. She pretty much got me working at like second grade level, and I was in, fourth grade.
After Learning Ally, it was the start of a new beginning. It truly was. It opened up so much for this young man, and that was the change that was created for us. He was now reading at his level and wanting to read.
I started saying, hey, I can actually do this by myself. I could finish homework a half an hour early.
I would find him reading Rick Riordan by himself in a corner for hours sometimes. We just hadn't had that experience before. It was mind-blowing, really.
After I started Learning Ally in my house, my parents been happier. My mom's really smiling all the time. Now we could finish everything at once and have dinner as a family, and we're all together again. It's not like we're all waiting for dinner at a table and there's one person left because he's still doing his homework. I feel really happy about myself, that I could read, that I'm not behind, that I feel like I'm not different.
The kids teased me about being slow, but now I can read books super fast.
I was slow at reading and slow at math, and the kids teased me about being slow, and so I just assumed that meant that I was stupid.
And by second grade, when the volume of the reading became so much more, she had to actually start reading on her own, and that's when we realized there was a problem. And her confidence in the classroom, this was always a kid that would sit at the front of the class, first to raise her hand, and by the end of second grade, she was in the back of the room, very distracted, not at all engaged. Learning Ally, being able to suddenly have a level playing field with other kids that just absorb the material through the written word, just immediately sped up the whole learning process for her.
And now I can get through books super quickly, and I understand the whole thing. I have a bigger vocabulary because I know how to pronounce words, and it makes reading just a lot funner because I understand the books more. It feels much better to be able to do things on my own instead of always having to have someone help me.
Now we've got a kid that comes home with a smile on her face, that's not weighed down by the homework assignments because it's going to take her 4 times as long as every other kid to read it, because now she can listen to it, and it takes about the same amount of time as the other kids doing the homework.
I wasn't sure what I was capable of. Now with Learning Ally, I feel like I can do so much more. When in high school, I could succeed. Being dyslexic now, I really don't notice it very much. I have tons of tools that can help me, like Learning Ally. There are times when I just write things differently or see things differently, but I don't notice it now as much as I did before.
It was stressful watching our kids struggle. Now a huge burden has been lifted.
Before Learning Ally, it was extremely difficult and stressful for all of us watching our kids struggle, because they were so clearly smart and so clearly distressed, which distressed all of us. And it was, I had a lot of tears. There were a lot of tearful times. And after Learning Ally, after being able to really understand how to use and access this service, we've been able to it's like a huge burden's been lifted from our shoulders, all of our shoulders. It's made a difference for the whole family. Our kids feel more confident. We feel like we can step back and just enjoy each other as family rather than every time that we're together, it's like, okay, is your homework done? Or, okay, what are you doing now? Or you're going to have to read to me, or I need to read to you this, or you're going to have to dictate this to me because you're having trouble with it. And being able to step back from that and just love each other is great.